Do flatbed drivers actually make more money than van drivers? Well, you know what? This video is going to answer every single one of your questions. We're going to take a local driver, we're going to take a highway driver, we're going to take an owner-operator, and we're going to take a lease operator, all of them working in the flatbed division, and compare the exact same mileage to drivers working in the van division, and we'll get their actual gross earnings for the end of the year and the end of the week, so you can decide for yourself, is it worth it to become a flatbed driver? So the reason I decided to do this video is because a lot of you out there are thinking of coming into our industry. So why not show you guys what drivers actually make, both van drivers and flatbed drivers. Now, another reason that I created this video is because I get a lot of phone calls into the office about drivers wanting to make more money, that they've plateaued at their current position. So why not show you guys out there a side-by-side comparison about van drivers and flatbed drivers, so you can decide for yourself if it's time to upgrade. Now let's get into those numbers. All right, so let's get into these pay statements. So first of all, we'll talk about the long-haul truck drivers. Long-haul truck drivers usually get paid per mile. The difference between a van driver and a flatbed driver, well, the flatbed drivers usually get paid about 85 cents per mile. That's the going rate right now in the US. And a van driver, sometimes intertwined with van reefer drivers, they usually get paid 65 cents per mile. But what does that actually mean? Well, let's get right into it. So here is my pay statement from a driver that hauls dry vans, 65 cents per mile, driving 2950 miles, currently grossing out $1,917 per week. And if you multiply that by 49, the driver grosses out $93,000 per year. We have a long-haul flatbed truck driver getting paid 85 cents per mile, driving the exact same amount of mileage, $2,950. He's grossing out $2,500 a week. Now, if he has $2,500 a week, multiply that by 49, it equates to $122,867 gross earnings. Now, why do I take 49? I take 49 because there's 52 weeks actually in a year, but I think that it's more than fair to have 3 weeks of vacation throughout the year. Some drivers will take more, some drivers will take less. Our second comparison we're going to do is the local truck drivers. Now, local truck drivers, you probably know, they have an hourly rate. So van reefer drivers usually get paid about, here in the GTA, about $23, $23.50 per hour. In the US, I've seen it as low as $20 per hour and as high as $25 per hour. So for this calculation, we're going to take $23.50 for the van reefer drivers. So with the exact same calculation, at 60 hours a week is what I took. So the van driver drives 60 hours locally per week. I took $1,400 in gross earnings per week, multiply that by 49, so that comes out to $69,000. Now, the good thing about being a local driver is you start and finish at your home terminal, which usually drivers are home every single night. Now, if we take the exact same formula for the local flatbed drivers, so again, this video we're trying to compare flatbed drivers versus van reefer drivers and show you the potential earnings of flatbed drivers. So a local flatbed driver is probably about, I've seen them anywhere between $25 an hour until $30 an hour. So I took here $28 per hour and multiply that also by 60 hours per week. It gave them $1,680 in gross sales. If you multiply that by 49, that's $82,320. So really big difference between the van driver and the flatbed driver. Again, the van driver earned $69,090 and the flatbed driver earned $82,320. Now let's get into the owner operators, and then we'll get into the lease operators. Okay, so an owner operator, for that I'm gonna have to show you this screen over here. Owner operators currently right now for the month of July, the national average is $2.55 per mile for the flatbed division and $2.09 per mile for the van division. First, we'll get into the lease operators working in the van reefer division. So a lease operator is somebody who leases a truck through their carrier. Usually they have weekly fees or monthly fees. It's like a rental. In the US, it's more common for a rental. They use a truck, they pay for the repairs, they pay for the maintenance, they pay for everything, but they get paid like an owner operator. So the national average is 2.09. Those are the numbers that we took, 2.09. Multiply that by 29.50 on the miles is $6,165. Here are the lease operators deductions. So they have 15, 41, 25% of their deductions for the dispatch fee, the insurance, and the trailer. Then they pay usually around $600 to $650 a week for their truck. They have a truck payment. They pay for their own fuel. This is all based on 2,950 miles, tolls and bridges, accident insurance, registration, and then other, put another $250 here. So we have $17.97 per week is the earnings for a lease operator in the van division currently right now, based on today's national average. Now, if you look at that annually, you're grossing out $88,087. Now, if you were to do the exact same thing and work for a flatbed division, so the flatbed division, the national average is 2.55. Multiply that by 2,950 miles, you're getting 7,522 gross. And then you have the exact same deductions over here on the left-hand side, your dispatch fees, the truck payment is the same payment, fuel, same fuel, $125 in tolls, $33 in some insurance, registration, and other $250. So now here you are pocketing $2,815 in the flatbed division. Annually, you're making $137,957. So that's the difference. Let's put this side by side. Again, $137,957 working in the flatbed division versus $88,000 working in the van division. And now let's get into the owner operator. So this is somebody that owns their own truck that works for a carrier. Okay, so here we have same thing. We'll start off with the van division. We have $2.09 per mile, grossing out the same $6,165. Again, the exact same deductions. The only thing that's different here is that there is no truck payment, because the truck payment, the driver owns his own truck, so this is what he's going to get paid. Again, $6,165 gross earnings. Here's his deductions over here on the left hand side. I'm not going to go into all the deductions because it's repetitive, but the driver grossed out as an owner operator owning his own truck, grossed out in the van division $119,937. And then in the flatbed division, again, $2.55, multiply that by 2,950 on the miles. His gross earnings are over here. The deductions are all over here. And this driver netted weekly $3,465, which comes out to annually $169,000. So let's put this side by side comparison. So here you have weekly $2,447 versus weekly $3,465, and then you have annually $119,000 for the owner operator, $119,000 working in the van division versus $169,807 working in the flatbed division. Well, there you go, guys. I gave you all the comparisons. So lastly, guys, I wanted to share with you guys a poll, okay, on why people refuse to work in the flatbed division. So I've asked 2,300 truck drivers to participate in this poll, and here's the answers that I got on why they do not work for the flatbed division. 22% of them said that they just don't want to tarp. 7% said that there's too much waiting time at the shippers and the receivers. 9% said I don't want to chain and strap loads. 4% said that I hate over-dimensional freight, and 59% of them said all of the above is the reasons why they do not work in the flatbed division. But what if you were to get the best of both worlds? If you were able to drive a Conestoga flatbed, okay, so again, it's those flatbeds with an automatic tarp system on it. This way you would get rid of the tarping and the over-dimensional. So there is no over-dimensional freight with roll tights, and there is no tarping with these roll tights or Conestoga flatbeds. Now, would it make you think otherwise about working in the flatbed division? So this brings me to my next poll, okay? 1,600 truck drivers participated in this poll about what kind of pain do they suffer from. Okay, so 67% of truck drivers said that they suffer from lower back pain, 7% upper back pain, 12% said neck, 5% said feet, and 9% said shoulders. Truck drivers out there, I really want to know, if you are a lot more physically active at work and working for a flatbed division, are you suffering less from these body pains or aches? I'd love to know that. Please put the comments down below. Hopefully you learned something from this video. I'm Ronen, R-O-N-E-N, and I'll catch you in my next video.